தேசிய நிறுவன தரவரிசை கட்டமைப்பு பட்டியலில் தமிழகத்தில் சிறந்து விளங்கிய கல்வி நிறுவனங்களுக்கான பாராட்டு விழா ஆளுநர் மாளிகையில் நடைபெற்று வருகிறது. இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியில் ஆளுநர் rnravi உரையாற்றி வருவதை தற்போது பார்க்கலாம்.
Carry this kind of a survey, but we all know that how rigorous and transparent, how objective, how up to the maximum possible NIRF ranking is. So NIRF ranking has its own merit. I don't think it can any other ranking which is loosely done, largely based on perception and all, will come anywhere close to it. So it is a virtuous circle, because higher you achieve, more talent, prospective talent you get. And I would like to thank Director IIT Madras for giving us the insight also that how it is done, because after all, when they frame these parameters and when they go into the detailed mechanics of it, being the number one in the country, IIT Madras has a say, and so we had the benefit of listening to IIT Madras. I am very happy that many of our institutions have started collaborating with each other. Initially, we used to hear our universities only doing collaboration with some foreign countries, but not collaboration with among ourselves. I thought it was not a very happy situation, because after all, when we have, every university has something good, every institution has something good, something worth sharing. So when we meet, we share, we learn. I am also aware that quite a few of our institutions have started not only collaborating with each other, but also collaborating with IIT Madras. IIT Madras is also now expanding, is going to the new areas. In fact, in the field of intellectual property and all, they have established a very, very high benchmark, and I'm sure they will continue moving forward. Because after all, you can always improve, even if you are number one, you can always improve in terms of number of patents, number of, that is intellectual property that you create, number of startups that, and these incubators that come up here, which eventually lead to fructified and good, that is scaling up in business. Now, I would like just one, since it is a day of celebration, we are all happy because our state has done so well. Private universities, the state universities, they have done very well. Now, a few note of caution that I would like to sound here. Now, we know that one criteria is faculty, PhD faculty. Now, PhD faculty is intended, this parameter is there on a presumption that we will produce quality PhDs. That is important. And here I would like to urge our institutions to take care that PhD quality must be excellent. And in general universities, not about, as far as professional universities are concerned, there are standards which you cannot just afford to compromise. You have to keep up. But our non-professional universities, which are general universities where you teach many subjects, there I would urge that you ensure that the quality of PhD improves, because presumption should not be falsified that a PhD holder is not worth it, then that's not a good situation. We had a meeting of our state vice chancellors, and one suggestions which I have given to them, that those of our PhD aspirants, when they are doing the masters, they should be exposed to net JRF competitions. Because, in fact, on that count also there has been improvement. We have seen is consistent improvement. 2022, 2023, 2024, of course, we didn't have it as yet. But we have seen the improvement in our number of net GRF. Even among non-professional colleges, there is an improvement. But I think we need to take it more, because the number of PhD that we produce is pretty large. But we must ensure that the quality is not compromised. There, for organizing a kind of a course or a coaching or guidance for such students, whether they are in first year of master or the second year of master, preferably the first year master itself, they should be exposed, because many students would be making up their mind, okay, they would do PhD. Some of them would do it at the last minute, that's okay. But majority of them would be forming up their mind that, okay, I'll go for PhD. So a course, a guidance course, how to prepare for net GRF. Because we know that in our non-professional colleges, PhD fellowship is very, very low. Otherwise, it's very low. It is minimal. It's something which is, it's abysmally low. Number one. Number two is, if one goes through the rigor of preparation, then the student, the fellow is refined, becomes more competent. So we should conduct these courses and invite resource persons. We have resource persons everywhere, within the state universities and as well as in the private universities. And I would suggest this even to the private non-government universities, because non-government deemed to be institutions also. There are some institutions which are doing well, because I have the net GRF data of all the institutions in our state, whether it is the government and non-government. Some of the non-governments are doing very well in terms of PhD, net GRF PhD. Not everyone is doing that well. So I would suggest that this we should aspire in every institution, even in the non-government and in the government, that our scholars, those who go for PhD, they should not go for PhD because just they have to go for it, just for the sake of it, or not getting proper placement or a job, or they feel that, okay, let me perhaps a few years more in academia before I go for it. No, that shouldn't be. We should discourage that kind of attitude. We should instill the quality of excellence, desire for excellence, and drive for excellence. We must do that. That is one thing that I thought I should share with you. And intellectual property. Intellectual property, again on that count, even in our state universities have improved over the years. We have seen the quality improving. We have to improve, we have to give greater emphasis on it. Because, friends, if the country has to grow, and it has to grow, there is no alternative, then we have to create intellectual properties. Today, if you look at the report of World Intellectual Property Organization, 46% of patents in the world are from China. 46%.